Dear student, I, Dr. Bambam Kumar, we are discussing OTA, Operational Transconductance Amplifier. In previous lecture, I've shown you the definition of OTA, Operational Transconductance Amplifier, and the comparison between OTA and op-amp. After that, I'll see symbol of OTA, pin diagram of OTA, and a small signal model of OTA. And we have also seen inverting and non-inverting configuration of OTA. In today's lecture, I'll show you the internal structure of OTA, Operational Transconductance Amplifier. Basically, we can make OTA with the help of BJT or MOSFET. But I'll discuss here BJT based simplified internal structure of OTA. So just I am writing, I'll discuss BJT based simplified internal diagram of OTA, Operational Transconductance Amplifier. Look this picture. I hope this picture is clear for you. Basically, this is the BJT based simplified internal diagram of OTA. Here we have used differential amplifier. Q1 and Q2 are differential amplifier, and we have applied input at base of Q1 and base of Q2. V1 voltage is applied at base of Q1 and V2 voltage is applied at base of Q2. And V1 is treated as non-inverting terminal and V2 is treated as inverting terminal. And apart from this differential amplifier, we have used 4 pair of current mirror. First pair is made of Q3, Q4. Second pair is made of Q5, Q6. Third pair is made of Q7, Q8. And fourth pair is made of Q9 and Q10. And we know the basic concept of current mirror. What is meaning of current mirror? Basically, current mirror replicate the value of current from one transistor to another transistor. For example, suppose if I am assuming current following in this branch is IB, it means same current will flow at the collector end of second transistor if the value of beta is infinite. So here I am assuming the value of beta of all transistors are infinite. And if the value of beta is infinite, it means the collector current is equal to emitter current. So if I am assuming this emitter current is IC1, if I am assuming here this collector current is IC1, it means same current will flow at the emitter terminal of this transistor because the value of beta is infinite, so base current will be 0. So basically we can say here IE1 equal to IC1 and IE2 equal to IC2. And what we have done, these two emitter is combined and connected to a transistor Q4. So we can say if I am assuming I4 current is following at the emitter terminal of transistor Q4, so we can say I4 equal to IE1 plus IE2, but IE1 is equal to IC1 and IE2 is equal to IC2. So we can write here I4 is equal to IC1 plus IC2. And from the concept of current mirror, what is the value of I4. I4 is equal to IB, because IB current is following in this at the collector terminal of transistor Q3, and this is called bias current. And I will show you from the internal diagram. This bias current IB is proportional to, or I will show you bias current IB depend upon transconductance value Gn, or voltage gain of this OTA. So if I'll compare this diagram with the pin diagram of OTA, so pin 2 is work as a inverting non-inverting terminal, pin 3 is work as a inverting terminal, recall previous lecture concept, and pin 5 is used for external bias, pin 4 is used for minus VEE, and pin 6 is used for output voltage, and pin 7 is for plus VCC. So we can say here IB equal to IC1 plus IC2. Why we are saying this is IB? Because I4 is equal to IB. We are assuming this is equation 1. Now we will make equation 2. Look here. The emitter terminal of transistor Q9 is connected with the emitter collector terminal of transistor Q6. And how much current will flow in Q6? If IC1 current is following in this branch, it means same current will flow. So we can say I9 equal to IC2, and from concept of current mirror, the value of current I10 equal to I9 plus IC2, and in same way we can find the value of current I8. The value of current I8 is equal to IC1, because this is connected to transistor Q1, and from concept of current mirror, if the value of current in this branch is IC1, it means same current will flow in this branch. So I8 equal to IC1. So basically, if I am saying here the incoming current at this node is IC1, and outgoing current at this node is I0 plus IC2. So from concept we can apply here KCL at node 6. So incoming current I1 is divided into two parts, I0 plus IC2. So from here we can write I0 equal to IC1 minus IC2. This is equation 2. Recall these two equations. With the help of these two equations, we can find the value of transconductance Gn. So, and we know from concept of simple BJT, the value of IC1 is equal to IS e to the power VBE1 by VT, and the value of IC2 is IS e to the power VBE2 by VT. So this is equation 3rd, and this is equation 4. Now I put the value of IC1 and IC2 in equation 1, and we will find the value of IB. So just I am erasing here, and we know, recall this equation IB equal to IC1 plus IC2, and the value of IC1 is equal to IS e to the power VB1 by VT, and the value of IC2 is equal to IS e to the power VBE2 by VT. So what is value of IB from equation 1? It is IC1 plus IC2, and IB equal to IS e to the power VBE1 by VT plus e to the power VBE2 by VT. So from here we can find the value of Is, and that Is is equal to Ib e to the power Vb E1 by Vt plus e to the power Vb E2 by Vt. We are assuming this is equation 5th. Put the value of Is in equation 3 and 4 and find the value of IC1 and IC2. What is the value of IC1? Basically, IC1 is equal to Is e to the power Vb1 divided by Vt. So here we have find the value of Is. So IC1 is equal to Ib e to the power Vb E1 by Vt and e to the power Vb E1 by Vt plus e to the power Vb E2 by Vt. And in same way we can find the value of IC2. What is the value of IC2? Ib e to the power Vb E2 divided by Vt, and whole division is e to the power Vb1 by Vt plus e to the power Vb E2 by Vt. So here I am not writing the value of IC2. I know the value of IC1 and IC2. Suppose this is equation 6 and the value of IC2 is equation 7. So put the value of IC1 and IC2 in equation 2, that is I naught equal to IC1 minus IC2. So here I am writing I naught equal to IC1 minus IC2, this is equation 2, and I naught equal to Ib e to the power Vb E1 by Vt minus e to the power Vb E2 by Vt divided by e to the power Vb E1 by Vt plus e to the power Vb E2 by Vt. So we can find I naught in term of Ib and Vb1 and Vb2. Now we will simplify this equation more. For simplification, what we will do? Basically, we will multiplying both numerator and denominator. Here I am writing multiplying both numerator and denominator by e to the power minus Vb E1 by 2 Vt e to the power minus Vb E1 plus Vb E2 by 2 Vt. Multiply numerator and denominator of this equation with e to the power minus Vb E1 plus Vb E2 divided by 2 Vt. If I multiply this, we will get, I am writing here simple equation, we will get I naught is equal to IC1 minus IC2 is equal to Ib e to the power Vb E1 minus Vb E2 divided by 2 Vt and minus e to the power minus Vb E1 minus Vb E2 by 2 Vt e to the power Vb E1 minus Vb E2 by 2 Vt plus e to the power minus Vb E1 minus Vb E2 divided by 2 Vt. only difference between numerator and denominator is minus and plus sign. All are same except these minus and these plus. And we know the value of VB1 minus VB2. What is value of VBE1 minus VBE2? It is simply V1 minus V2 because emitter terminal is common for transistor Q1 and Q2. So if emitter terminal is common, the voltage at emitter terminal will be cancelled out, only base terminal voltage will left out. So we can write here VBE1 minus VBE2 equal to V1 minus V2. Put the value of V1 minus V2 in this equation, and after solving we will get I naught equal to I C1 minus IC2 equal to IB 10 hyperbolic V1 minus V2 by 2 VT. So basically this is the equation of 10 hyperbolic theta. Recall the equation of 10 hyperbolic theta, and we will get same equation. So we can replace here this terminal only by 10 hyperbolic V1 minus V2 divided by 2 VT. And now we will see the graph between I naught and V1 minus V2. If I change the difference of input voltage, basically what I want to find? I want to find transconductance. And what is meaning of transconductance? Basically transconductance is output current divided by difference in input voltage. So here we have get relationship between output current I naught and difference of input voltage V1 minus V2. So I want to find the ratio of these two quantities. We cannot find here ratio simply because it is related in 10 hyperbolic function. But with the help of graph we will find it is linear in a small value of V1 minus V2. So we will find that a small value, and we assume that at theta tends to 0, if V1 minus V2 tends to 0, it means 10 hyperbolic theta equal to theta. So we will use this concept to solve this equation. First I will see the graph between difference in input voltage and output current. So look here, this is V1 minus V2. Here I am writing 0.3 minus 0.3 minus 0.2 minus 0.1 0 0.1 0.2 and 0.3, and this is output current I naught, unit are in ampere, 10 to the power minus 8. So 4 minus 4 minus 2 0 2 4 and 6, and we will see graph. We will find some this type of graph between V1 minus V2 and output current I naught. So we can see here for only a small value of V1 minus V2, its behavior are in linear. And if you want to use any device as an amplifier, so my first motto is to work that device in linear region. So for a small value of V1 minus V2, this small value, we can say that 10 hyperbolic V1 minus V2 divided by 2 Vt is equal to V1 minus V2 divided by 2 Vt. So just I am discussing here. So wait 1 minute. It operates linearly for a very very small range of input. So we can say that for that small range of input, for that small range of input, tan hyperbolic V1 minus V2 divided by 2 Vt is approximate equal to V1 minus V2 divided by 2 Vt. Recall the concept of tan hyperbolic theta. If theta tends to 0, it means tan hyperbolic theta equal to theta. So if V1 minus V2 tends to 0, then we can write tan hyperbolic V1 minus V2 divided by 2 Vt is equal to V1 minus V2 divided by 2 Vt. And what is this? This is equal to I naught. So here I can write I naught equal to IB V1 minus V2 divided by 2 Vt, or we can write I naught is equal to IB, and V1 minus V2 is the difference of input voltage. We can write VID divided by 2 Vt. And what is the value of transconductance? Output current divided by input voltage. So here I can write Gm equal to I naught by VID equal to IB divided by 2 Vt. So look here, I want to write this equation. As I told you, transconductance Gm depend upon the bias current IB, and bias current IB is depend upon this external voltage Vc. If I change this external voltage Vc, the bias current IB will be changed, and if bias current IB will be changed, the value of transconductance will be changed. So basically we can change the value of transconductance by changing the bias current IB or by changing this external voltage Vc. This facility is not available in operational amplifier. We cannot change the value of gain, voltage gain of operational amplifier but just by changing the external voltage. There is no such external terminal exists in operational amplifier. So here we have find the value of transconductance, and we know, we have derived from previous lecture how transconductance and voltage gain are related to each other. The value of voltage gain AB is equal to Gm. AB is equal to Gm RL, and we know the value of Gm. So we can say voltage gain AB is equal to IB to Vt by RL. At room temperature, we know the value of Vt is 26 millivolt. If I put the value of Vt 26 millivolt, we will get Gm is equal to 19.2 V IB. V are denote voltage in volt. So this is final equation of transconductance, and this transconductance Gm depend upon bias current IB. Now I am closing this lecture here. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you have any problem, you can mail me. Thank you.